Hey everybody, Brian here for Work to Game, and I'm really excited to talk to you about The Outer Worlds, namely because the reviews are pouring in and they're overwhelmingly positive. It's always exciting to see this, especially from a critical front. But let's be clear, obviously review scores are just a score, and we shouldn't assign games that we play and enjoy based off of what somebody else's thinks. Now, this isn't going to be a traditional review in any stretch of the imagination. This is going to be a review roundup, and I think I should say that very Texas-like, just because as a Texas boy, it just sounds funny, but we'll just leave it at that. And anyway, so a review roundup is going to be focusing on what others are saying in aggregate. Obviously, this is kind of the Metacritic world that we live in. Scores matter, even though they shouldn't. We all know it, but it is the reality of it. I want to give some thoughts, though, because I think one of the things that I've been really wanting to see about this game is why Microsoft purchased Obsidian. Obviously, Obsidian, if you don't know, they have created a lot of really great games. Fallout New Vegas is going to come to mind. Also, Knights of the Old Republic 2 is going to be one of those games that people really kind of praise. There has been a general hunger for good written games, and if you haven't seen Skillup's review, he praises this game based off of its writing and how it's been so long that we've really become hungry for something like this, and good games with good writing come around so rarely that it is almost an event. Now, if you're not aware, The Outer Worlds launches October 25th, and if you're a part of Game Pass, you get this game. It's included, PC and Xbox. The game's also coming to PlayStation, so PS4 owners out there should also check it out. It is really a truly interesting thing, and one that I hope to have received early access for, but yet have still not on the list for early access to RPGs. Maybe one day that will change for us, so right now we have to rely on the Rad Brad for this game footage that you're seeing here. I'm going to include a link to his channel in the description below. Check out his Let's Play of this if you want to see what he's saying, what he's feeling about the game in real time. The Outer Worlds has got a lot of rave reviews, and obviously, like I said, I've been very interested in it, namely because of two things. It looks like a great RPG. I'm a fan of RPGs. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, that like button, share it out with your friends. We're glad you're here and welcome to the workforce, but that's not what this is about, social media promotion and all that. No, this is about what people are saying about The Outer Worlds, so let's go ahead and dive in and share them. Now, there really aren't any negative reviews. I think when you look at Metacritic, overwhelmingly positive, a couple of mixed. We're going to focus on the lowest numbered reviews here and what they're saying, and we're going to work our way up to the top. Again, these are just people's opinions, and I want to invite you to share your own in the comments below so we can have that conversation around this game, what you're excited about, if you're going to be picking it up for full price, if you're going to be playing this on Game Pass for $1, which is a promotion that's going on right now. That's right, you can totally check out this game for $1. Like I was about to say free, don't know why. $1. It seems almost too good to be true. Anyway, Millennium starts off and says, The Outer Worlds looks too much like Fallout New Vegas without being able to stand out. The few innovative mechanics it incorporates don't work very well, and the exploration is disappointing, with rigorously small, uninteresting areas. Still, at the end of the day, the gameplay is rather pleasant. The story and characters that grow a little more as you go along, and the replayability makes this the difference, as long as their Elder Scrolls formula doesn't turn you off. Eurogamer follows that up with, The Outer Worlds is a solid, well-written experience, but lacks Fallout's depth and lore. Now, it's not my intention to pick these two negative or semi-mediocre kind of reviews apart, but I think with Eurogamer, when they talk about the lack of depth of lore, this is a new IP. Fallout had so much to build off of that took so many years. So it seems a little bit of a cheap shot to kind of compare it to that, especially being a new IP, and especially because the writing seems so well praised. If this game does well, maybe this is a universe that will be able to be built upon and have more and more interesting lore in the coming years. But we'll have to wait and see. As far as it goes, if you like Fallout New Vegas, if you like Elder Scrolls, maybe this is going to be a game for you. If you are traditionally turned off from those games, maybe this is a game you wait and see, or you watch some Let's Plays, or you watch some live streams before you decide to jive in. Yeah, jive around, everybody. So that's ultimately what I'm trying to get at here. So don't discount these. Always try to take all reviews into account and try to form your decision opinion, because I'm not telling you here to buy the game. I'm telling you here for $1, you should at least try the game. It's just, yeah, it's too good to pass up. Anyway, beyond that, we're going to go into our more, I guess, well-received reviews. These are in the 80s and above, and this is going to be interesting to see here. Game Spew writes, Sorry, that name's funny. Put the essence of the Fallout, Mass Effect, and Borderlands series into a blender, and what you get is the Outer Worlds. It's an open world adventure that lets you visit rundown planets and face their hostilities. There are people to recruit, relationships to maintain, and difficult decisions to be made. And it's all wrapped around a lighthearted tone, although not at the expense of a good story. The Outer Worlds really does have a good dialogue, and it's just a shame that you spend so much time running through the environments that feel deader than Fallout's wastelands. 3D Juggalos, I'm going to butcher that name. The Outer Worlds is not as solid as other recent games from Obsidian, but a very good game for hardcore RPG fans. And then finally, God as a Geek writes, the spiritual successor to Fallout New Vegas in every way. The Outer Worlds is better written and more polished than we've come to expect from the franchise it emulates. And so those are kind of the media tier reviews. Obviously, people continue to hit that RPG, that Fallout, that Mass Effect. What's really great about this, when GameSpew talks about Mass Effect, is I'm literally reminded of Skillup's review. Skillup is a huge fan of Mass Effect. So if you like that series, it's kind of to say, if you're a fan of these games, you might find joy playing this game. Where this is going to be weighted, though, ultimately, when you think about it, is that, let's say, 3D Juggalos is right. It's not as solid, but it is for the hardcore RPG fans. Maybe it's that we're so hungry, you might end up really enjoying this game more than it, deserves. So you might come in thinking it's 100 or a perfect score. That's just because you've been so starved for a game like this for so long that it's finally here and you enjoy it. And so it might not necessarily be as polished, but I wouldn't fault it for that. I would just play the game and have fun and enjoy it. All right, so now we're going to jump into the higher tier echelon. Now, it's going to be interesting to see here because a lot of these tend to have names attached to the organization that are somewhat maybe attached to Microsoft, so you need to have those relationships down. We're going to start with Windows Central, ranking it at a 90. The Outer Worlds is an utterly tremendous achievement that showcases the best of Obsidian's writing and wit, world building, detail, and character focus. The game borrows heavily from other major beloved RPG franchises that have fallen out of favor with the shareholders in recent years, which is perhaps ironic given the game's extreme capitalism plots it beats. Obsidian fills that forgotten niche with competence and rigor. Then, True Achievements writes, aiming for the stars worked admirably for Obsidian Entertainment in this fantastic sci-fi RPG. There are elements of Obsidian's earlier work, especially Fallout New Vegas, which will delight longtime fans. Yet, The Outer Worlds excels when it comes to what it is fun within its own unique identity. The wealth of lore and world-building details could be a little overwhelming for brand new players, but a little confusing early on shouldn't stop anyone from taking on The Outer Worlds for a spin. Xbox achievements. The Outer Worlds is not only a breath of fresh air and easily one of Obsidian's best ever games, but it's an experience that can't truly wear the player choice badge with pride. From the RPG elements of how you play, The Outer Worlds truly is your adventure. Just don't kill anyone's parents in it, okay? And finally, the Xbox Hub with 100%. Writes, all in all, The Outer Worlds is the Xbox One is so much more than Fallout in space, and I honestly think you owe it to yourself to play this game. This is one of the most entertaining gaming experiences I've played this year, and I have no hesitation in recommending it to anyone and everyone. Bum. All right, so like we said, we talked about Skillup's review. We talked about what Metacritic, what these critical reviews are coming in. The user reviews have yet to come in because the game is obviously not out yet. So that's really where this conversation is going to go. That's really where I'm ultimately hoping to get your thoughts on this. I'm excited because Microsoft decided to bring them into the fold, and hopefully that is going to also help fund more games like this and more hardcore or more polished reviews to kind of address the critical reviews that have been shared on us. But I do want to talk about what Windows Central was showcasing here, talking about a tremendous achievement and the focusing on the wit, the world building, and the character focus. That's what everybody's hinting at. That's what everybody's hinting on. I mean, that's the note that everybody's talking about. So this is going to be that story player game, that RPG that you can really dive into. I think visually when you watch the gameplay of this, and thanks to the Rad Brad, again, link in the description, it is visually very appealing to me. Honestly, I was, at first I was like, what is this? But the art style, I think, is obviously, you can draw those comparisons to the other games that kind of predated it. But maybe this could be a new revelation, a new, I guess, way forward for games of this style. It all really depends on if people play the game. And it's not necessarily purchase it, because we talk about Game Pass as a service. That is a part of it. That's a part of being a part of Microsoft Studio. You can go play this. If you're already part of Game Pass, you can actually go download it now and get ready to play it on Friday. And I hope that you do, because honestly, I hope we can have kind of a conversation around this. We love RPGs. Huge RPG nerd. Will be probably for a very long time to come. But ultimately, that's kind of where I want to go. But ultimately, the last thing about when Decentral is talking about the capitalism plot beats, at the end of the day, what we play and what we pay for, even if it's still playing through Game Pass, but what we play, what we stream, what we make content around, that helps reform or inform the gaming model. That informs this weird, not necessarily saying AI is responsible for 100% of the games that are being made, but it's responsible for what is getting funded. And hopefully we can see more high-end studios, especially backed by Microsoft, PlayStation, and like Nintendo, to help drive gaming forward, and so it doesn't just become this overly monetized mess that we have to deal with. And there's been a growing frustration in the industry among gamers about how games are monetized now. And ultimately, I don't have the solution for you. And so if you don't go out and support kind of these kind of games, that doesn't mean you have to go out and buy this game. Again, Game Pass, $1. Go nuts. Check it out. If you hate it, then just move on. But it doesn't mean that you have to support this game. But if we keep beating the drum that we want these kind of games, and then we don't play these kind of games, I think ultimately we shouldn't be surprised that they're going to make the games that are making money for us. Like, look, when you compete against a Fortnite, I almost forgot the name for a second. That's just how disinterested I am in that game right now. Like $2 billion a year annually. I mean, that's nuts. And a year annually is that's a double entendre. But beyond that, I am really excited about this. I'm excited because I want to see why Microsoft bought this studio. I'm excited, and I really wish I was able to have a traditional review for you. But if you would like that, ultimately, I plan on playing this game on Friday. I plan on playing it hopefully over the weekend and really diving into the world, especially as if everybody's right and they're all saying that the writing and the characters are so good and the humor is on point. I really hope to experience it, because we've had a year of just frustration and fallout. And this isn't fallout, but maybe this can help start to, I guess, ease kind of that burn that we've seen from that. But this is just my thoughts. This is just my excitement. And I want to know your thoughts as well. Sound off in the comments below. Like I said, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We really are interested in all opinions. And if you don't feel like sharing them publicly because maybe it's not a popular opinion, honestly, I'm fine with the expression of all opinions, popular or not, but you can always reach out to us on Twitter or on Discord. Links are in the description below. And and I hopefully you won't be surprised that I'll actually reply to you. Sometimes people message me and they're shocked that I reply back. So I feel like I'm fairly accessible, and I really love talking about video games. And that's what we do here. We talk a lot about video games, mostly RPGs. So just be warned, if you don't like RPGs, I don't know why you clicked on this video, but I thank you for your view and your watch time. Anyway, for Work to Game, my name's Brian. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Review Roundup. You out of here.